The time when I felt that I need to lose weight is when, I didn't realize I was size 16, but I remember once I was in a, and I put it in a book as well.
Oh, I read why you try your dress
yes,
on.
Yes, I was in Debenhams, yes. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I think there was some sort of occasion coming up.
Right.
And in my mind, I was thinking, yes, I've gained a little bit of weight, but I'm not that big.
Was it because the dress wasn't like fitting in or something?
Yes, that's the part where I went and picked like size 12 and 14.
Right.
I went to the changing room. Guess what? The zip wasn't wasn't going up.
I can relate.
And that was like a, it was like a, what do you call it? Like a realization moment where I say, oops, I've gained weight. I'm officially a bit, overweight.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Martha Wanyirikira and this is Inspire. Today I have a very phenomenal lady, a very special guest with me here. Her name is Justina, but Justina is going to introduce herself really in a more clear way. Justina, would you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Thank you for having me here, and it's a pleasure. I feel privileged to be on the show. Well done for it as well. I've been watching
lovely to have you.
Most of your videos. They're very inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Justina John. I live in Cardiff. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys, and I think for now that's it. Yeah. And I'm pleased to be on the show today.
Oh, welcome again.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your book.
Oh, thank you. I know. Yeah. It's one of those things. So, yeah. It's a book, but yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why you're here is actually because of this book. We would like the viewers to know more about this book. Tell us about your book on weight loss journey. How did it come? How did you start with this idea of writing a book?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Very good question, or should I say good topic? Anyway, I've always wanted to write a book for some reason. Anyway, yeah, I've always wanted to write a book, but I think it's time. As a mother, sometimes you don't find time to follow your dreams, or to actually, to do the things that you always wanted to do or something like that. And I think I'm taking it after my dad. My dad was a teacher and he was also a writer. He was an author. So he's written quite a few books as well. Those days anyway, before the internet world, because I'm the last born. So it's been a while anyway. Yes, this weight loss book, as you can see, it's called Fit and Lean, but the difference between this book and any other like weight loss books is that this one doesn't really concentrate on the norm, like the usual ways of losing weight, because most people what they usually discuss in books is either certain ways of exercising, diet programs and stuff like that. And for me, those are the things I was trying to steer away from. Do you know what I mean?
Really sounds like magic. How? Because if I think of losing weight, the first thing is gym. Gym,
I know, yeah.
And other things, other expensive stuff, really to make myself get the weight that I want. But you are doing the opposite. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I think that's another thing about me. I always want to do things a little bit different from other people. I always look at things, other possibilities, because I think everyone is doing that. There must be other ways of doing this, especially with the weight loss. To be honest, I've never really been that big. I've never really struggled with weight that much, in comparison to other people. I have to be honest, you know what I mean? But everyone has the right to or desire to have the the kind of weight that they want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from there, then you set yourself targets, achievable targets, as I like to call it. So I think the biggest I've ever been is size 16, UK dress size 16.
Right.
And I think when I reached that point, as you've read from the book, and sometimes you don't realize you've reached, I was size 12. Before I know it, I think I went to 14 to 16.
So how did you realize your weight was increasing and why weight loss was so important?
And yes, again, sometimes we live in denials.
Right.
Just because you've been on one dress size, you're thinking, like now I'm 10, 12, which is 10, 12, which is always been my kind of desired size. Don't want to be any smaller or too big, I prefer to be 10, 12. I feel comfortable as, but the time when I felt that I need to lose weight is when, I didn't realize I was size 16, but I remember once I was in a, and I put it in the book as well.
Oh, I read why you try your dress
yes,
on.
I was in Debenhams, yes. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah. I think there was some sort of occasion coming up.
Right.
And in my mind I was thinking, yes, I've gained a little bit of weight, but I'm not that big.
Was it because the dress wasn't like fitting in or something?
Yes, that's the part where I went and picked like size 12 and 14.
Right.
I went to the changing room. Guess what? The zip wasn't wasn't going up.
I can relate.
And that was like a, it was like a, what do you call it? Like a realization moment where I say, oops, I've gained weight. I'm officially a bit, overweight.
Officially overweight.
I left the changing room a little bit depressed because I had to leave with size 16. Where in my mind I was telling myself I'm still size 12. Can you imagine? So from there I had to,
There's another place I read actually where you had a date, and when you arrived there, you are a different person. Really, tell me about that. Really, what could that be one of the reasons?
That's another one of the episodes, realization moments, as I call them. Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe you picked that.
I read
out of everything you could have mentioned. Anything in a book and you picked that. Anyway, now I'm here. I have to. Yes.
Yeah.
One of those moments. Long, many moons ago.
Yeah.
When I was in the dating world.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, yes, I went on a date, and I don't know, was it online? My very first experience of online dating. I think I signed up or something, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. But I went on a date. But got there because, as you know, when you create a profile, you have to put a picture and everything. But apparently, on my picture, I appeared to be slimmer than
the actual
me. So I turned up on a date. Everything went fine, but the guy mentioned that actually, I just have to be honest. Yeah, you're very beautiful, blah 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 blah, but I actually expected you to be, much slimmer than you are. And
okay.
I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm fat then? I'm like, I didn't mind to be, but I don't know, it didn't come across very positive.
So it was one of those things.
Yeah, it kind of put me off. I thought, even if you wanted to carry on, I wouldn't want to, because you already mentioned, I didn't see myself that big or fat or whatever, how you want to describe it. But the fact that he mentioned it, and to be honest, I was I think size 14 or nearly 16, I can't remember, but yes. But he said I appeared much, thinner on the profile photo, and I was like, okay, then should we call it a day? We don't have to.
So that's when you discovered more of strategies.
Yeah.
But then back to
but when I went back, he actually always bothers you, a bit. Those days, nowadays I'm like, nothing, I'm like a bulletproof.
Oh, bulletproof.
But those days, anything, I used to be like taking, when people say, negative stuff, they used to get into me. And I was like, I went back, I'm like, looking yourself in the mirror thinking, so I'm that big, am I? That guy must have seen. Anyways, yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah, lovely. But again, you're a mom of 2, you just mentioned, and you are employed full time. And how
Yes.
did you really come up with this idea of writing a book and really wrote it to the end with all the responsibilities? Yeah, so Justina, you just mentioned that you have 2 little children and you just finished writing this book. You are a full-time employee. Tell me, how did you juggle between all this until you got this book really finished?
Yes, it wasn't an easy one, as you can tell there. But to be honest, there's a saying that goes, every cloud has a silver lining. What do I mean by that? That, you know, yes, it's during the pandemic, as bad as it's been, or as negative as it's been, it also came with a little bit of some, you know, good positivity.
That's
as I should say.
interesting.
Because during the pandemic, we were in lockdown, as you know.
Yeah.
And we, like myself, I had to try to keep myself as busy as possible to, you know, just to take my mind off that negative, you know, impact. I know it's not a very good thing. Lots of people have been affected, and I thought, how can I survive this? You know, I have to do something or I have to try something that will keep me busy. As you know, I've always have ideas, and one of the ideas I thought, what can I do during this time? I thought, as I said, I've always wanted to write a book, but I actually started writing a different book because I thought I can start writing a book. So I had a different title altogether, but because, as you know, I'm very very visible, or I'm very active on social medias.
Yeah.
I was reading, you know, I was following what people were talking about, topics and stuff like that. And during the pandemic, during the lockdown, most people were complaining about the, you know, weight gain.
Yeah, especially that you are home eating, just in and out of
everyone
the
sitting
fridge.
down. That was my inspiration. I thought, you know what, Justina? At that time when I started writing, my little boy was my youngest son, was like, you know, not even a year, I believe, or no, just 10 a year. Because I think I started just after the lockdown was announced around April. And my son just turned a year. And I thought, you know what, I put the you know, boys to bed, maybe at 7, I can actually start doing something.
Wow.
That's how I started.
That's amazing how you transform the negative into a positive thing.
I had to, because
which is actually inspiring and impacting many people.
I had to.
Oh, congratulations
But I didn't know
again.
how.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I was amazed myself to finish. You get that sense of, you know, satisfaction.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a very perfect book, but I thought.
I think to me this is a perfect book because it has it all. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Very kind. I'll pay you later.
And I love where you mentioned about honest, that you are honest to yourself, and you knew gym wasn't for you, you knew certain things were not for you, but you discovered what really was for you, and this is really like self-awareness. And tell me about that honest and self-awareness. How did you really discover that this is not for me, but this is for me?
Okay, yes, I think to answer that question, I'll say I think most of the time, most of us, or most people, we like to live in denial. You know, I've done that myself. So, but you can only do that for a certain period, for so just, you know, you can only do that for so long. After, you know, when you really want a result, or when you really want something to change, you will come to realization eventually.
But is this something that you've really been working on? How long did it take you to realize that this is not for me, but I can try this?
It's the amount of time that I've joined the gym and
Right.
quit. Because I've had so many subscriptions. The amount of time that the gym have had my money, like I'll subscribe to contracts. Before it used to be contract, you have to sign maybe 12-month contract.
Yeah.
And imagine,
It is still, I think.
nowadays I think you can cancel any time. The last time I checked, I think, because
Right.
most people used to sign up. I don't know.
And they don't show up.
When you start doing it, you don't think that you're going to quit.
So why did
know?
you not show up after
It's
paying?
the motivation. That's when I realized that it's not for me.
Not for you.
Unless I do it to somebody else who can actually motivate me, because you can't go wrong with doing exercise. I mean, that's one thing again I was trying to tell people. Me writing this book, I wasn't trying to say that, look guys, exercising is wrong. No. Or dieting for those people who works for it. But dieting, I can say, there is some, you can debate about it. But exercising definitely is a good thing. But myself, I know there's loads of other people who have tried and tried. They can't stick to a routine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to be honest. Not everything is for everyone.
That's
Even
right.
if it doesn't matter how good it is. Some people, they just can't do it. You have to find alternatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was me. So I had to find something else that works, which is also healthy. That's a key word. So everything that I've discussed in the book, all the methods, they are very good. Not just for weight loss, not just for losing weight, but they also have other health benefits. Yeah. So like, I've discussed how to use enema. Enema helps with detoxing the body. It takes out the impurities. It takes out the dirt, like sometimes, most of the time now, we consume a lot of things like alcohol, foods that are not very, processed and stuff like that. And they all go and overwork your kidneys and stuff like that. So enema, from my research, is the one thing that can actually kind of repair your kidneys and your livers and stuff like that. So I was really taken by that. And things like intermittent, I've discussed. Another method is intermittent fasting. So it's a certain way of fasting. You don't have to fast all day, but you can skip certain meals, So maybe you can eat breakfast and lunch and skip the evening meal. And then you come and eat the next day. You won't realize it's not too much of of an effort. So it's not like you're restricting yourself from eating a lot. So you can eat wherever you want, but you just don't eat the whole 3 meals. If you were eating 3, you eat 2. If you're eating, or you can eat, you can skip breakfast and eat the 2, and then like that. So you can pick wherever.
Yeah, I looked at the pictures, like.
That's me when I was
before
like
16. And after.
Yeah.
So was it because of warm water, enema, fasting, and home cooking? You mentioned about that. So how do you alternate all these strategies to know which one works better for you?
To be honest, all the methods that I've mentioned there, I've used all of them, and I still use them interchangeably, know. So, for example, you don't have to use all of them at the same time, but something like an enema is not recommended anyway to use every time, or very often. It's something that you use once in a while.
Like how often? For
me now, I use once a month or once every month and a half, maybe 6 weeks or something like that. When I feel very bloated, I feel like I need to really refresh the body, really, and I use that. But for someone who is starting the weight loss, they're very desperate to lose weight, I would say maybe every 2 weeks, because then because even with diets, sometimes diets don't work because you're already, full of loads of, impurities, as I said, or,
so you need that thing to purify.
Because the enema really cleans you. You feel clean from inside. That's the one thing I like about the enema. After you do it, you feel like you can fly. That's the way I feel. Whew, it's like I was carrying a lot of weight on my shoulder, and it's off.
Finally free.
And I'm like, yes, now I feel I can do a marathon. So who doesn't want that feeling? So imagine starting like that, and if you're going to go on for those who diet, you can start fresh there. Or if you were gonna go, and then as I said, I do enema now and again, like once a month or something like that. Intermittent, I do again now. I reach it because I've reached my desired weight, so I don't have to do, apart from the health benefit of it, the warm water, I'm addicted to it. I drink, if you give me like cold water, I'll sip on it. No. If you had to warm it, I'll drink a liter. With cold water now, I find that I can't drink much. I'll sip, I feel like full straight away. But with warm water, I just drink. In the beginning, that's something I should tell everyone. In the beginning, it feels very awkward. You feel like, this is, but give it a time. Keep trying, because warm water is good for you. It's got loads of health benefits. And for people who can't drink straight warm water, you can add other things. You can add a bit of honey, you can add a bit of lemon, and the very effective time to drink warm water is early in the morning when you wake up. And the body is like, this is when you kickstart your metabolism and your organs, and the body start functioning really good. So I started doing that, and you don't realize the weight just starting, because when you drink it activates your metabolism. So sometimes you feel hungrier, but it depends on you then, because if you eat the right thing, sometimes I had to start stocking the right, snacks, So I'll pull loads of fruits. So when I'm really in need to snack, instead of grabbing a chocolate, I'll grab a fruits.
Wow.
Simple as that, but I don't diet. So if it happens there's a chocolate there, but I try to be conscious because it's good to eat healthy, even though I don't like to follow, certain dieting for, a program or whatever. You have to eat 2 eggs or 1 banana in the morning. I'm like, I can't do that. Every time I tell my brain that, I want to eat everything wrong. So I prefer just to go with the flow, really. But saying that, keeping in conscience that I should be opting for the healthier choices.
So how did you discover all these things that you used and that really worked for you? Did you do a research or something?
Yes, I research a lot. I spend a lot, again, pandemic, spending, kids are in bed, I had to start researching because at the point where I realized that the gym wasn't for me and the dieting wasn't for me, I had to find an alternative way, healthier way. And nowadays, everything is online. Everything's online, to be honest. If you can't find anything, but everything online. But you have to be, mindful that everything is online, including the wrong things.
Right.
So when you're doing a research, you have to actually verify, you have to check the sources and everything. You can't just go for everything. Because everything online, but you have to, narrow it down. So everything that I have researched and put in this book is the things that I've double checked, confirmed and verified and tried myself before I put it in there. Because I didn't want to put anything that can be harmful to people.
So how can one find this book and where can we get it?
The book is on Amazon now.
Already? So guys, the book is on Amazon.
It's on Amazon, yes. I'll probably, we can put the link.
Yeah, we're gonna put the link down
below. But if you go to Amazon and search for Fit and Lean by Justina John, and as you can see there, I've put no diets, no exercises, and no shakes. As in, the shakes, the losing weight shakes, because to me as well, those are, how long can you rely on shakes for? It's like another way of losing money. Whereas you can drink warm water. For me, I'm thinking, why rely on shakes where I can eat and just drink warm water?
So instead of losing weight, you would actually lose money.
I know there's loads of people, because it's such a, a desperate thing. Most people, when I've been in that situation, as I said, even though I've never been that big to be, but I've been on the desperate situation where I really felt like I want to lose weight. I'm not happy being size 16.
And you end up losing money.
Yeah, I lost a lot of money. So gym contracts.
Yeah.
I've signed up, I've tried all the diets, most of the diets, all the Atkins diet, or the lean. I've tried loads of them. And I'll be like, why in some diets you ended up gaining more weight than losing it? I'm thinking, I'm paying for it and I'm paying to gain weight. This is not good.
That's so hilarious.
I'm like, there must be other ways. So imagine, I thought I wanted to help others as well.
Yeah.
So like if these are like my little secrets, because after the other thing I didn't mention is I tested my theories as well after having my second child.
Yeah.
As soon as my boy, I was thinking in my head, when I was pregnant, I was thinking, after giving birth, I want to lose weight as quickly as possible, and I'm only going to rely on the methods that I researched. So I used to research even when I was pregnant. Some of them I confirmed them, just to add some more weight into it. So as soon as I gave birth, straight into it. Warm water in the morning, you know. Yes, I had the only other thing that I added was the belt, you know, like a little bit that you put to, you know, to control the belly.
Yeah.
So that's the only other thing apart from the methods that I used. So I was on it, and I think it was less than 3 months. All my baby weight was gone, the belly was gone, and I was like, that's my little magic.
Sounds like magic.
To be honest, and people were asking me, but I couldn't go into too much details. That's why I had this idea in my head that one day I have to write maybe a book, so everyone can benefit from it.
Definitely.
And yes, you charge a little bit because I spend hours of, you know, I've been awake with the kids I've met. I've been awake. So I thought, you know, one-off small charge.
Yeah.
You benefit from like loads of methods.
So guys, know that no exercises and no shakes, and still lose weight. You don't lose money basically. Yeah. Nothing to take.
But the other thing I just have to say, results may vary. You know, I don't want to give any guarantees. You know, as for anything else, people differ. People have different systems or different way of losing weight. So don't just rely. I recommend them because I've tried them.
Yeah.
I've tested them. They worked for me.
Yeah.
So I even tried on my other, you know, few other friends have said they've seen results, especially the, you know, enema and intermittent and home cooking. There's a home cooking as well. It's, you know, it's a no-brainer.
But not everyone is a great cook as you.
No, but that's what I say. I've put, you know, some ideas of how you can learn to cook. I love to cook. It's my hobby.
Right.
But you don't force everyone to love cooking. But there's a benefit. There's benefits. Because when you cook for yourself, you control what you put in your food.
Definitely.
Isn't it? You when you go to a restaurant, you just rely on the menu. Oh, this looks good. Can I have it? But you don't go into too much details.
You don't know the
how
content.
much fat they've used, how much oil, you know, fat and oil, or how much salt and sugar and stuff like that. But if I cook, I'm in control.
Yes.
This is how much sugar I put or whatever, salt. So it's, you know, I'm aware of what I'm doing. And especially if I'm cooking for my kids, I know I don't want to have, so I won't put like tons of, I try to cook healthy, tasty, healthy, balanced.
Lovely, lovely. I think I'll have to bring you back to the show. You're so amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because Justine has to definitely come back to the show. So if you want to see our next episode, please subscribe below.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.